Listen, whether you like it or not, I'm Captain America now. And if anybody wants this shield, they'll have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. On your left. You know what? Do better. It was worth a shot. Welcome to 5 points of articulation. The 5 points I articulate are packaging, presentation, posability, playability, and price. I'm Jason, and for the entire month of October, we're going to have some very special Halloween reviews. Today we're kicking off spooky season with a long overdue look at the Marvel Legends Disney Plus Wave Zombie Captain America. Starting off with the packaging, and it's our purple theme Watch Your Wave window box. Disney Plus What If Zombie Captain America down here, the Watcher watching up here, Zombie Cap on the side, and Zombie Cap back here. Captain America's team were the first responders to the zombie outbreak and its first victims. The Build-A-Figure for the Wave was the Disney Plus version of the Watcher. Other figures in the Wave included T'Challa's Star-Lord, Captain Carter, Zombie Slayer Spidey, Strange Supreme, Nebula, and Sylvie. Of course, we've already looked at Captain Carter and also Zombie Slayer Spider-Man. I personally associate colors like purple with villainy and Halloween, so I think this is a very fitting match. And for packaging, I'm giving Zombie Cap 1 whole point. Moving on to presentation, and Zombie Cap stands at 6 1/4 inches. First things first, this is a 100% new sculpt. Even the boot, which could have been very easy reuse, is not. From the top, and here we have the face you'll be seeing in your dreams tonight. I love how skull-like Zombie Captain America's face is, considering that his greatest enemy, has a skull for a face. Notice the undone chin strap allowing his jaw to hang open. In that regard, it kind of reminds me of Jacob Marley. Moving on down, his costume has been yellowed and dirtied, bloody ribs poking through, more blood on his desiccated arm. Flipping around, we can see even more ribs and also tatters, tattered sleeves, and a deep gory wound. If you don't stop picking, it'll never heal. Naturally, his fingers are curled and claw-like, no doubt reaching for the brains of his victims. Little gold punched in for the belt buckle. Personally, I think the best part are the legs. You've got some deep, meaty gashes. The holes are so deep you can see right through them. You can even see his femur on that side. Otherwise, he just has a bare foot and a boot. Fortunately, he does also have peg holes. I am truly astonished at how much gore Hasbro got away with. And I'm also really happy with just how much love and attention they put into this one. For presentation, I'm giving Zombie Captain America 1 whole point. Moving on to posability, that's another area where Hasbro could have cut some corners but didn't. From the top in Captain America's head's on a dumbbell joint, up this much, this far down, really good tilt, and all the way around. Swivel hinge shoulders raised just over 90 degrees, bicep swivel, pinless double jointed elbows, and swivel hinge wrists. They can hinge up this much and down this much. Shifting the torso, and Captain America has both a diaphragm joint and a waist cut. He can arch back this far and hunch forward this far. Honestly, for just a diaphragm cut, that's not bad. He can also tilt, twist and shout, and again, he can also swivel side to side. Below the waist, and Captain America has ball-jointed hips. They can kick forward 90 degrees and do a near-perfect split. They also have thigh cut, which considering the deep gashes of the thighs are pretty impressive. Pinless double-jointed knees, boot cut, and Marvel Legends ankles that can hinge and pivot. Thanks to all the articulation Hasbro gave him, you can contort this Captain in all sorts of creepy poses. For posability, I'm giving Zombie Captain America 1 whole point. Moving on to playability, and the only thing Zombie Cap comes with is his mighty shield. It's also mighty dirty. I'm choosing to believe that that's blood in the grooves of the star. Naturally, it's just the regular MCU Captain America shield. I will say that I really like that brighter metallic blue. There are straps on the inside, and you can hold the shield like so. Definitely nice and snug. I know that Marvel Legends isn't exactly known for play features, but one cool thing would have been if you could have cut him in half. But playability is more than just wanting to Darth Maul your action figures. It's also about how well those figures play with others. For some other Captain Americas, and here we have the original Toy Biz one. They honestly scale pretty well. Moving over to some more modern Marvel Legends, and here we have the 80 Years Cap, Contest of Champions, Civil Warrior. This served me well as a substitute while I waited for a proper Captain America. And for the most proper comic book cap of all, here we have the 20th anniversary version. Migrating over to the MCU, and here we have Endgame Steve from the Captain America 2-pack. By the way, if you're curious about a head swap, the hole on the zombie version is much much too big and will not click into place. And here we have Sam from the 2-pack. Of course, if we're going to talk about a zombie Captain America, we've got to bring out the bootleg Marvel Select Colonel America that we looked at last Halloween. And while we're at it, we might as well look at the Zombie Hulk, and actually, Zombie Spider-Man. For some undead heroes from the distinguished competition, and here we have the DC Essentials Deceased Superman. Here we have Green Lantern, Aquaman, Batman, and the Joker, who is not a hero at all. First, some more from the What If wave, and here we have Captain Carter, Zombie Slayer Spidey, and even though I didn't review him, here he is with the Hydra Stomper. Remember, that is technically Steve Rogers. First, some more MCU, and here he is with Queens, Just a Kid, Point Break, this is the Ragnarok head on the Dark World body, a guy who's done a lot of birthday parties, and someone who is Steve's friend. This segues nicely to some comic figures. This one, of course, is the Model 70, designed by Alex Ross. Here we have Ragnarok. I chose Ragnarok because I thought that the torn up face would make a great base for a custom zombie Thor figure. Next up, and here we have the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Renew Your Vows Spidey, and the Red Skull. For a relative scale comparison, here's Zombie Captain America with Pizza Spidey and the Spectacular Spider-Man, and as always, here he is with Stealth Iron Man. If I had managed to review this figure when it came out, it absolutely would have been on my top 10 of 2021. As is, it occupies a special place in the category of figures that can double as both toys and holiday decorations. For playability, I'm giving Zombie Cap 1 whole point. This leaves us with nothing left to discuss but the price. I found Captain America at Target for $22.99, which at the time felt kinda steep because he only came with a shield. That said, once you consider the all-new sculpt and also the extensive paint apps, it does feel a bit more worth it. The good news is that if you look around online, you can still find him for retail. And with undead versions of Wanda and Tony coming out next year, I highly recommend hunting this zombie down before he returns to the grave forever. For price, I'm giving Zombie Cap 1 whole point for a ghoulish total of 5 out of 5. For more Captain America, check out this Versus, and to catch up on last year's Halloween videos, check out this playlist. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again real soon, but until then, play nice, have fun, and stay spooky.